A really beautiful quote that Dr. Keith Blevins shared was about Michelangelo. Michelangelo was asked, "How did you carve David?" And Michelangelo said, "David was already in the marble. I just took away the parts that weren't David." There's another quote that I use pretty much every time before a gong bath, and that's that for thousands of years, the gong has been compared to the sun, and the sun is like fire, and the fire burns up everything that we're not. There's pieces of my personality that help, and there's pieces of my personality that can hurt. Another quote that was shared in the seminar was, "There is no practical way to get to the now. The now is what's left over when I'm not outside in." And outside in thinking can only be seen in the moment. This understanding was where it really started to occur for me. It was when this understanding came to fruition for me that I actually saw that I might be able to help someone. Not that I didn't help people before. It just happened in a different way. That the way that I was going to be able to serve people from this moment forward would help them access their own truth. And it was in this understanding that I actually believed I had a chance, because I was able to experience truth for what it is for me. Not because somebody told me that this was the truth, but that I was able to drop my intellectualization around it and experience it for what it was. It was an experience that became an embodiment that becomes lived out in my day-to-day life. And I still struggle. The benefit of it is I don't struggle for a couple of months anymore. I might struggle for a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. There is the potential for creation in each moment because there is an infinite amount of now. This is why I love the saying, "When the student is ready, the teacher will appear." Every single person that we come across in our day-to-day life is the teacher. It isn't one person, at least not for me. I remember an elder saying, "It's important to humble ourselves to the children because the children help us remember who we are." This is where really techniques versus understandings comes in for me. Techniques works with what's already been created and brought into form. Understanding is that each moment is an infinite now, ready to be created and brought into form. And this, for me, is what carries the wisdom of the ages. This helps me understand when I hear the word divine transmission or things being channeled and spoken forward into life. Indigenous people for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years sat in circles, and their energy fields overlapped each other as they sat in circles. And the energy that traveled in that circle was understanding. For me, this is like receiving the vertical teachings of my people. When we don't receive the vertical teachings of our ancestors, we move into horizontal survival mode. Now, that might not be true for everyone. It's true for me. It's true for my experience. That because I didn't know who I truly was, when something would happen, I would immediately move into horizontal survival mode. An elder said something to a young kid. He said, "Do you have a dream?" And the kid said, "No." And the elder says, "Then that's your problem." I hear him say it two ways when he says that. There's the root of your problems, is that you don't have a dream. And to have a dream, you need to know that you have a spirit. And to know that you have a spirit is to know that you're connected to the divine. And to know that you're connected to the divine is to know who you are. And that you get to create yourself moment to moment as a creator. Life is living moment to moment and living with the presence of being in each of those moments.